Toyota just confirmed a massive recall on one of its most important engines ever built, the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. And this isn't a minor fix. We're talking potential catastrophic engine failure. In some cases, complete replacement. If you own a Tundra, a Sequoia, a Land Cruiser, or a Lexus LX 600, you need to hear this. Here's the thing though. This story is about a lot more than just a recall. It's about what happens when one of the most trusted automakers on the planet makes a big engineering bet, and real-world use starts pushing back. Toyota's reputation is literally built on reliability, so when something like this happens, the entire industry pays attention. Let's break down exactly what went wrong, what Toyota is doing about it, and what it means for you as an owner. To understand why this recall is such a big deal, you first need to understand what this engine actually is. The 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, known internally as the V35AFX, wasn't just a new engine. It was Toyota's direct replacement for the V8s that powered their trucks and SUVs for decades. Engines that owners absolutely loved for their simplicity and long-term durability. Toyota's pitch with the V35A was straightforward. Same power, better fuel economy, lower emissions. And on paper, they delivered. The numbers looked great. The tech was impressive. Turbocharged, direct injected, built for the next generation of heavy-duty performance vehicles. But here's the problem with ambitious engineering. Sometimes the lab says one thing, and 100,000 miles of real-world driving says something very different. There are three main failure points that caused this recall, and each one builds on the other. First, manufacturing contamination. Some early production engines left the factory with leftover machining debris, tiny metal particles that weren't fully cleaned out during assembly. Now that sounds like a small thing, but inside a high-performance turbocharged engine running at high boost and high temperatures, it is anything but small. Those particles circulate through the oil system. They accelerate wear on bearings, on the turbochargers, on the cylinder walls. Left unchecked, that kind of damage doesn't just reduce performance. It can destroy the engine entirely. Second, heat management. Turbocharged engines run hot. That's not new. But the V35A pushes high boost pressure inside a fairly compact package. Under heavy loads, think towing a trailer up a long mountain grade or extended highway driving in summer. Some engines experienced more thermal buildup than expected. The oil would thin out under that heat, and long-term durability took a hit. Toyota had cooling solutions engineered in, but real-world edge cases exposed gaps that the testing phase didn't fully catch. Third, lubrication stress. When you combine high turbo speeds, extreme heat cycles, and potential contamination in the oil, you create conditions where lubrication can drop below the minimum threshold the engine needs. And once that happens, once those internal surfaces start running without enough protection, damage escalates fast. Now, one thing most headlines are missing. This problem is concentrated in early production units. Engines built after Toyota updated their manufacturing process are significantly less affected. So if you bought one of these vehicles recently, your engine is likely in much better shape than the earliest builds. Most automakers deal with recalls fairly regularly, but Toyota is different. Their entire brand identity for decades has been built around building cars that just don't break. That reputation isn't just marketing. It's backed by data, owner surveys, and decades of long-term reliability studies. So when Toyota has to issue a recall on a flagship powertrain, the engine inside their most expensive, most capable vehicles, it stands out. It's not just a quality control story. It's a story about the limits of modern engine design. And it raises a legitimate question. Was the industry's push towards smaller, turbocharged engines too aggressive, too fast? Here's the honest answer. Toyota didn't make this choice in a vacuum. Every major automaker has been moving in the same direction, away from large, naturally aspirated engines and towards smaller, turbocharged ones. And the reason is simple. Government regulations, tightening emission standards, and fuel economy requirements made the old V8 approach increasingly difficult to justify. Traditional V8s were brilliant in their simplicity. Fewer moving parts, lower operating pressures, more predictable wear patterns. Turbocharged engines are the opposite. More power from less displacement, but with more complexity, higher precision requirements, and more potential failure points, especially in the early stages of a new design's life. Toyota is learning that lesson right now, and so is everyone else watching this play out. Toyota is not sitting on this. The recall response includes full inspections of affected engines, replacement of damaged components, and in the worst cases, complete engine replacement. There are also software updates, where applicable, and extended warranty coverage for some owners. That's a significant financial commitment, but it's necessary. And frankly, it's the Toyota playbook. Act decisively. Protect the customer relationship. Fix the problem properly. Going forward, expect tighter quality control on turbo engines across the board and a heavier lean into hybrid systems, where the electric motor shares the load and reduces stress on the combustion engine. Toyota is already deeply invested in hybrid tech, and this situation is only going to accelerate that push. If you own a Tundra, Sequoia, Land Cruiser, or Lexus LX 600 with this engine, here's exactly what to do right now. Go to Toyota's official recall website and run your VIN. If you're affected, get to a dealership and schedule an inspection immediately. Don't wait for symptoms. And if you notice anything unusual, engine knock, power loss, or higher than normal oil consumption, stop driving and get it looked at. Early detection is the difference between a repair and a full replacement. At the end of the day, this recall doesn't mean Toyota is suddenly unreliable. It means Toyota is human, and so is every engineering team trying to build the next generation of performance under enormous regulatory pressure. The V35A FZ isn't a failed concept. It's a powerful, capable engine that hit some rough early production turbulence. The recall is the correction phase. If Toyota executes it properly, and based on their track record, they likely will, this engine could still go down as one of the most important powertrains of the decade. But one thing is undeniably clear now. The age of simple, unbreakable V8s is behind us. The era of precision-engineered, high-output performance, with all its complexity and all its risk, is fully here. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. We cover the stories behind the stories in the automotive world every week.